Well, our next guest is a comic that we first met when she entertained our studio audience. She is an inspiring speaker and author. Her latest book, I love the title, Adulting for Jesus. What about that? It's called a book about purpose, trusting God, and obviously burritos. How that all fits together, only she knows. Hey, we're going to talk about that, but first, I want you to welcome to our stage the very funny Kristin Weber.
Wow. Thank you guys so much. I am very excited to be here tonight. We're going to get to know each other really well because I will be entertaining you for about the next 7 hours. Oh, wow, that was a really kind response. No, that is 100% a joke. I'm a millennial. We don't do 7-hour work days. Yeah. It was very exciting. I recently moved to the South. I live in Georgia now, and I moved there from actually Southern California, Los Angeles. Now I know Los Angeles sometimes gets a bad rap, but there are certain things that I do miss about it. Like mainly I miss the random things that happen when you live really close to Hollywood. Like this one time, I was just walking down the street and these paparazzi jumped out and they started taking pictures of me. No, to make a long story short, if about 3 years ago in May, you guys saw a tabloid picture with a caption that read, "Anne Hathaway really lets herself go," that was me. Yeah. The other thing that I kind of miss is because I'm single, which in Los Angeles, being single there is no big deal. Nobody cares. They do care whether you're single in the South. I live in the Bible Belt now, and I have learned that my age in Southern Baptist years is about 347. So I get all kinds of advice on how to get a husband. My neighbor told me, she was like, "Sweetie, just find someone who makes you happy." And I was like, I live 2 miles from a Chipotle. I am already happy. It's like, can't I just marry someone who will make me rich? Because then I could get guac on my Chipotle. You need a second job to afford that stuff. The other thing that people sometimes say, and they always mean it like a compliment, but it almost always comes out like an insult. So I guess it's like a complisalt or an insultament or something like that. They'll say, "Girl, I just don't know why you don't have a husband yet." And the thing is I know exactly why I do not have a husband yet. I actually have a picture of why I do not have a husband yet. Can we show that picture? If you do not know what I am holding, that is a modern-day chastity belt. Yes, I have learned, thank you. Yes, playing the accordion comes with a free gift of celibacy. Yeah. Because guys are very hesitant to date 1/3 of a mariachi band, apparently. So I get advice. No, actually, I got the best advice after a show one time on how to get a husband. This woman rushed up after me, and she was like, "Oh, sweetie, 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 sweetie." I was like, whoa, that was like 7 sweeties. This is gonna be good. She did not disappoint. She said, "Okay, now, sweetie, I know you joke about it in your act, but is getting married something that you want?" And I was like, "Sure, when I meet the right guy, when the timing is right." And she was like, "Oh, no, 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 no. If you're ready to get married now, here's what you gotta do." She was like, "You need to get a pair of man's pants and you need to hang them at the end of your bed. And then you pray to God every single night to fill those pants with the perfect man." She wasn't finished. But she was like, "But you're tall, so you need to get a big pair of pants so that you get a tall man." And I was like, "Well, my dad's pretty tall. Maybe next time I'm home, I can just use a pair of his." And she was like, "Oh, no, 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 sweetie. That's a little weird." It's like, I don't even know where the bar for weird is right now. It's definitely gotten higher. And then she said, "Just go to Goodwill and get a pair." And I was like, "But then would I get a used man? Like, I gotta think about this. Do I want a doctor? Should I get scrubs? If I put an Iron Man suit out, would I get Robert Downey Jr.? If I put a pair of skinny jeans at the end of my bed, would I get a worship pastor?" My name is Kristin Weber. You guys have been a delight to entertain this evening. Thank you.
We love having you here. You are a very funny person.
I love being here.
This book is very Kristin. Adulting for Jesus. What in the world does that even mean?
It was kind of a take on, because I am a millennial, and so millennials have come up with the term adulting for anything that involves doing what people just refer to as responsibility is now called adulting. So I just thought it was a fun way of, I just thought it would be a catchy title that would sell books.
Well, let's hope it sells a lot of them,
too honest?
which I hope it does. I hope a lot of people will want to read it because it's a great book. It's funny, and you tell wonderful stories. You know, I think one of the things, you're one of the few millennials I know that you don't take yourself so seriously, and you can make fun of millennials. And a lot of millennials, they don't see anything funny in the world. Everything is serious.
I think there's some truth to that. I think the biggest thing that millennials are having to deal with, and this is where it comes at taking things so seriously, is you have to go through hard things, I think, to learn how to loosen up and take yourself less seriously.
Yeah.
That comes from just trials and falling down and getting back up. So like your generation, my parents, my grandparents, they were all born to hardship and had to work toward comfort.
Yeah.
Whereas my generation, many of us, not all of us, but a lot of us were born into comfort, and that was kind of our standard. So we grew up with this idea thinking that life should be easy with a few hard moments, when in reality, life is hard. The easy moments are the exception. So we are coming to that reality, learning that just in our 20s and 30s. And so I think that's why the millennial crisis is perceived as what it is.
That may be one of the most brilliant adult assessments I have heard of.
Oh, thank you.
That's why your book is one that people ought to get and read to understand millennials better. Okay, the accordion deal. That's real, isn't it?
Yes,
I mean, you really play the accordion.
Yes, well, you've seen me because I brought it here, and I come in, and then, but the audience kept leaving when I would bring it, so they asked me to stop.
When did you start playing the accordion? Was that a little kid thing?
In my 20s, because I'm an introvert, and in my
okay.
20s, I started getting a lot of friends, and I was like, this has got to stop. What do I do to just, like, curb this? People are wanting me to come out.
The accordion killed that,
Yes, it did, yeah. Right away.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I want to
squeezed out my social life.
Will get your book. You can find this, Adulting for Jesus, and Kristin's Smart Girls Guidebooks for Teens online. Also, check out our website, KristinWeberOnline.com, as well as her social media pages for a lot of hilarious videos, booking info so you can have her come to your community, your church, your event, and also her blog.